Hello YouTube, it is 8:49 p.m. Monday, January 10th, and just rolling out of Guitar Center, and holy crap, that was a uniquely embarrassing moment. So brought my cable that's got the short in it. Well, looks like there's people camping in the strip mall right ahead of me. Brought my cable over there to swap it out, and there was nobody in Pro Audio, so I went over to the main service counter, and they're like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 dude will be over there in Pro Audio if you just head over there. And I got over there, and I'm having a bit of a time. I put the cable in my bag here, and having a bit of a time trying to get it out of there because it got entangled with the other stuff in the bag. And and told the one guy that, the engine blew on my car about 3 months ago, so I've been trying to get around without the car, and it's just made things super difficult. And he's like, oh man, that's rough. I'm like, yeah, well, thank God I got a gig where I can just keep most of my stuff there. And he I've never walked out this way, and I'm not sure, like most every other shopping center, the stores and stuff are behind a giant sea of parking, and there's no real connection to the street. This is probably one of the most annoying things about being a pedestrian. Is when I go to a business and I walk out, I'm just so far from the street, and it's not really clear how I get to the street. So apparently we have a wall. Okay, it looks like this is where Peoria already. To be fair, I don't think I've ever rode the bus here. I think I've always driven here. So, so Peoria goes down to connect to I-17 there. So I need to go this direction. Anyway, what was I going to say? So got so much trash here. This parking lot. So that looks like somebody's campsite. Wow. There was a person huddled in the blanket just existing there. Okay, this looks like I can get to the street through this bush. That's not very pedestrian friendly. I'm not quite sure where I need to go to catch a bus. I mean, wow, I'm really not sure, and I don't have my transit app helping, but I'm not quite sure where I catch up here. Maybe over by 28th Drive. I think I'm gonna head this way. Yeah, this is your typical Phoenix, pretty hostile to pedestrian type area. By the way, I'm on Peoria Avenue, just west of I-17. Metro Square Shopping Center is where Guitar Center is. So anyway, I'm having a hell of a time getting the cord out of my bag, and I pull it out, and the guy at the Pro Audio counter looks at it, and he's kind of looking at the molding on the plug, and he goes, that cable is HOSA, which is a brand name of Pro Audio cables. HOSA, spelled H-O-S-A. I was like, yeah, that's not your guy's brand, is it? And he's like, nope. I'm like, I am so sorry. So yeah, that was a mammoth waste of time. Spent like 40 minutes on the bus coming here, and now I've got a much longer ride to get home, not to mention awkward walk to figure out where the hell I catch the bus out of here. I definitely don't want to go the way I came. Route 27, once you get north of Northern Avenue, just does a whole lot of twisting and turning, because 27th Avenue doesn't go through north of, it doesn't really go through north of Northern, but the Route 27 does, and it just kind of meanders through side streets between 31st Avenue and I-17. Between 31st Avenue, like those are these wandering back and forth, flying a sign, begging for money. Good times. Anyway, it kind of wanders, and it's a super slow way. I mean, transit is slow to begin with, but yeah, thanks for not looking to the right when you turn right, dude. The cars kept blocking the fact that I did have a walk signal. Okay, this is kind of dark and sketcy. And reeks of piss. Wow. There's definitely somebody camping right there. Wow, this should really be not dark. God damn, it reeks of piss in here. And I'm sure City of Phoenix will say that this underpass is ADOT's problem and nothing that they should have to take care of. Holy crap, that was dark and scary and sketchy, and there was definitely somebody camped under there and just, holy shit, reeked of piss. Oh my god. Hopefully never ever have to cross under there again. That was horrible. Huh. Wow. Makes me think of that road guy. Yeah, honk your horn because you're in a hurry. Makes me think of that recent Road Guide Rob video about how bad pedestrian crossings are to get across freeways. Crossing against the green left here. I don't see any cars coming from there, but I do think I see some people coming outside at the pedestrian underpass. All right, we got a can creatively littered there. I think I'm just gonna keep. I was thinking about trying to cross the other side because obviously that's where I'm gonna catch the bus going westbound. But yeah, for that intersection, I want to just get the hell out of this underground, very not friendly to pedestrian area. Anyway, yeah, that road guy Rob video was talking about how hostile certain intersections are for pedestrians, and the examples that he gave were mostly, I think, in Utah. I forget where. I know he's based in Utah though, and it did show, you know, areas that were very difficult to cross on pedestrians, but at least those areas were clean and didn't involve walking through very dark, sketchy places reeking of piss with homeless derelicts camping in them in all their junk and shopping carts and stuff. So yeah, the ones that showed was a lot better than trying to cross on Peoria Avenue underneath I-17. Wow, just wow. And unfortunately, it's so dark that I didn't really get good footage of it. And if there's a way for me to turn on the light while I'm shooting video, I don't know what that way is. And then, amusingly enough, New Freedom, like, that's a really New Freedom. You know, I want to say it's a nice hotel, but actually with a name like New Freedom, it's very likely that hotel has been replaced by some kind of halfway house or I forget what hotel used to be there, but New Freedom doesn't sound like a hotel. That sounds like a name that would be given like a halfway house or transitional living facility, homeless shelter type thing. So I really don't know. That used to be, when I was a cab driver in this part of town, that used to be a pretty nice hotel on that corner. All right, so here's a bus stop for the westbound Route 106, which is the bus that goes east and west on Peoria. So I assume the westbound is on the other side of this intersection. And this is 25th Avenue. So So I still got 3/4 of a mile to get to 19th Avenue. I'm gonna have a walk so close. That means this light's probably gonna change pretty quick. Anyway, yeah, what a massive waste of time that was. I definitely need to look my cables over a little more closely the next time I try to get a warranty replacement at Guitar Center. But damn. You know, the funny thing is, honestly, I don't know that I looked that close at it. If somebody would have asked me yesterday if Hosa was the store brand for Guitar Center, I probably would have said, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, now I know. Now I know. And I'm thinking this is where the bus stop should be, but I'm not seeing... Okay, I see a bus shelter now. It's not very well lit. Wow, it took me 11 minutes to get from Guitar Center to this bus stop. Probably would have been easier had I walked in the opposite direction over to 28th Drive, and I really don't know if there's a bus stop there by 28th Drive or not, but most likely there is. Anyway, as disgusting as that underpass was, I'm glad I got to experience it and share it with y'all, because it's really easy to think that spaces like these don't exist if you drive everywhere. I mean, I've driven underneath that underpass many, many times. I mean, when I was working at the 44, which is is just west of 43rd Avenue on Peoria Avenue. Yeah, I used to exit from I-17 to Peoria and turn left and go underneath that underpass all the time. And I never would have imagined that it was that nasty and sketchy for pedestrians to cross. Would have never guessed it. Alright, I've got the other Obama phone here. I'm trying to open up the transit app and figure out how long I got to wait for a bus to show up here. Yeah, so I went this direction just because anything going south, I mean, not only is the 27 kind of a mess, but actually, talking about hindsight being always 2020, it actually might have been my best bet to walk south to the Metro Transit Center. You catch a 90 eastbound, because that would have taken me. Yeah, so I think the 27, the 90, and the 106 all go into the Metro Transit Center, which was built to provide service to the Metro Center Mall, which for, gosh, I want to say like nearly 40 years was kind of the center of this part of town. But it's now been closed for about a year and a half, so it's just a place where a lot of homeless people and junkies hang out. In fact, speaking of junkies, when I got off the bus from the northbound 27th on 28th Drive, just north of Peoria Avenue, which was a great spot to get off to go to that Guitar Center, there was actually somebody sitting at that bus stop smoking fentanyl. At least I'm assuming that's what he was doing. He's holding a piece of foil and had a lighter underneath it, smoldering it, and it smelled really disgusting. So I'm gonna assume that's fentanyl. I'm not a junkie, so I don't know a lot about that for sure. So it's 9:03 p.m. Looking at a 106 bus scheduled for 9:13. It's a minute late, so it's for about 10 minutes. I'm clicking on it now to check the tracking, and that for some reason didn't work. Try that again. Click the bus stop, click the bus. Okay, it shows that it's Okay, it's actually, you know, I've been talking quite a bit about how transit centers cause bus routes to take excessive long times just going straight down the street because they have to do this whole turn off the street, go through whatever to the transit center, and then come back to the street. So yeah, my bus is not going to be here in 11 minutes, but it actually just turned south on 28th Drive from Peoria Avenue. So that 11 minutes is how long it is scheduled to take. Basically driving. I'm looking at the route here. It drives. There it is. There. So it drives around the Metro Parkway. Wish I had a better way of doing this, showing you this. And no, I can't see it. I clicked something to make it. Made it up off the street. So it goes around the Metro Parkway. Into the transit center. It's weird how it shows it split like that as opposed to just one purple line. Oh yeah, and then every time it updates, it bounces it back to the blah. And it's really hard to do with one thumb on that UPS screen. Anyway, it's my understanding what that route does is it turns into the Metro Parkway. It goes around which of course the Parkway now is dead. Most of the businesses in that Parkway are closed, just their for-rent buildings. But it goes around the west side of the Parkway, turns into the transit center, sits there for a little bit, and loops out of the transit center and goes around the rest of the Parkway back to 20th Drive, and goes back up 20th Drive, and then drives underneath the freeway underpass that I walked through that was super dark and reeked of piss, and arrives here. So it'll be here in 10 minutes. Oh well, it's ultimately, it wouldn't matter whether I have walked there or walked here. I would have, I would have gotten it. I would be waiting the same amount of time. So anyway, I'm just gonna wrap this up because I don't really have much more to say about anything at the moment. At least I had a nice dinner, nice steak dinner, paid for by the owner of the bar that I work part-time at, and that was nice. And there's the most common bus that you see when you're waiting for a bus in Phoenix. It's a not in service. I tell you, there's nothing more frustrating when you're sitting and waiting in a comfortable bus stop location like this, and you're looking at the transit app and going, damn, I still got another 10 minutes to wait after I've been walking for 10 minutes. At this point I've got like 18 minutes since I walked out of the Dart Center. And there's just nothing more frustrating to see a bus drive by that says not in service. And I just wonder how many miles a day buses are driven with the not in service flag flying, and if those miles are actually turned into routes, like how much of a measurable improvement that would give to the bus service and to the available transit. I often wonder about that. Playing some quality love songs there. Word. Anyway, yeah, this ended up being a nice I guess it's, I don't know, still better than sitting at home. Sitting at home by myself, being frustrated that the girlfriend is in the living room and never really wants to touch me anymore. So there's that. Not quite sure how long it's going to take me to get home from here because I still have quite a few. Yeah, this route obviously doesn't take me home, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do for route transfers. And it doesn't connect to light rail either. So I should wrap this up and figure out how the hell I'm getting from this bus stop to home. But thanks for joining me, and have a day.